All right, so back at it now. We are giving KTM another shot. We are going for a ride on Devon's 1290 because a lot of you got mad at me for my review of the 890. Now, to clarify, since a lot of people didn't understand, oh, hang on. Now, to clarify, a lot of you don't understand that that was a demo put on by KTM. You were saying, take it in the woods, why didn't you? I had no control, no say over where we went. I just had to follow the KTM employee in front of me. I couldn't control the speed of the ride. I couldn't control where we went. That's the ride that they set up for people to demo a KTM on. The instructor in front of me was a KTM employee. You can't go blowing by him or you blacklist yourself. And I get it. Some people probably didn't understand that, but, you know, it wasn't a great first impression, especially, you know, with the heat. Granted, it was a hot day. Actually, no, I don't remember. That was a cool day. I don't remember. No, that was a hot day. That was a hot day. But we're giving Devon's a shot because I want to give it a fair shot, and we're going to take it in the woods a little bit, but we got to ride on the road to get there. So, we're going to go do a little ride. Now, I understand that this is not the same bike. This is not an 890 Adventure. This is a 1290 Super Adventure R. So, a whole different animal. It's a lot bigger, a lot heavier, a lot faster. But I figured, you know, for the KTM namesake, let's see, you know, what our initial thoughts are. Now, I can already tell you, I'm going to stick to my guns here. This is a hot bike. It's 75 degrees, and I already feel warmth around both my legs. I already feel it. I feel the heat. Now, I've ridden baggers, I've ridden victory motorcycles, I know what a hot bike is, I get it. It's not the hottest thing I've ever ridden, but I feel heat. You don't get that on other bikes, at least the ones I've ridden. Not a little bit on the Triumph, but not much, not compared to this. The engine is warmed up, but it's not that hot of a day. It's only 75 degrees. So we'll let the traffic cross here. And we'll go for a little ride out to some dirt. Now, like I said in my last review, I own a Tenere 700. It's a lot lighter of a bike. I can tell this one's heavier, but I understand they're in different classes. This is a full-size touring bike designed to compete with the 1250 GSA and Triumph 1100. Is that what they are now? 1100s? 1200s? I don't even know what size the Triumph is. I think it's 1200. 1200 triple. V-twin. Not inline. Maybe why you feel a little bit more heat, because that back cylinder bouncing up and down right between your legs. Instead of all being pushed out into the nice cool air in the front. But I'll definitely say this thing has unbelievable power. No denying that. I'm just in street mode right now. You can tell that this thing has gobs and gobs of power. Not, you know, just cruising down the road here. Come on, lady, you got this all day. There we go. No, I could lay into it and take off at 100, but we are on public roads here, so I'm not going to do that. Just cruise. It's a nice night. We'll try this thing in the woods. But it's definitely comfortable. I'll give it that. The suspension is very plush. Power's unbelievable. Ergonomics are really good. You know, I feel like the Devon does have risers on here, but they're like perfect. If they were any lower, that would be inconvenient if they were a little bit lower, but no, the ergonomics, I think that's the only thing he's done. He hasn't moved the pegs or anything. It's a different windshield, I know that, but the wind's hitting me pretty good. My arms are exactly where I'd want them to be with the risers. I can't complain about comfort. Give them that. They're pretty comfortable. He does have the SC Project pipe on here, so it sounds good. Clutch throw on this thing, it lets out very late. That's obviously just, could be his or character trait of the KTMs, but my Yamaha has let out a little bit sooner. Not that that's a negative, it's just something you gotta get used to. Yeah. We turn the 360 on there. I think this windshield's adjustable. Oh yeah, you can see the dials on the side there to spin. I'm not going to move it on him because set to what he needs for his height. I'll just leave it alone. But nice TFT, just like on the one I rode up in Americade this year. Not much nicer than the stuff on the Yamahas, I'll give them that. It's a little bit different on the new ones. I know they did some updates compared to this TFT. I think this one's smaller, if I'm remembering that correctly. But still, nice and colorful. Easy to read. Devin's got the quick shifter activated on this thing. Oh yeah. The 1290 is remarkable power. And this is the R model, which is the one you'd want anyway if you're planning on going off-road, but he said something about how the smoked wheel ones actually are limited, where the S model, the on-road model, is not governed to the same speed. Something to do with the 21-inch front wheel, the spokes. I don't know, that's still, you know, more than enough speed than you need on the road if you're not going to commit crime. But so yeah, also guys, in the comments below, let me know how the audio is. This is our first video where we're actually using the new Cardo update. So I'm actually not talking through an external microphone on the GoPro. I'm actually using my Cardo, and I'm recording this audio, and I'll overlay it on the GoPro footage, the 360 footage. And I think it should sound a little bit nicer. It's you know, we've used the Cardos and Cenas back in the day for years, so we've kind of dialed in those audio settings, so it should be a lot better than what we've usually done on vlog style rides. But ooh, little shimmy here. Devin's having this problem since he got these new tires. Ever since he got these new tires put on, I think they're the Rail Max Missions. Ever since he got these tires put on, there's been a little bit of a shimmy. He's been looking at getting that corrected. I felt it a little bit there. But yeah, no, let's get back to the KTM. So, very comfortable bike. Ergonomics are perfect. Heat, I'll say, it got up to temp. You know, I could feel the heat around my legs, but it hasn't gotten any hotter. It's kind of stayed a mild warmth around my body, which is all right. You know, I can deal with that. It is only 75, so if it was a little bit hotter, that might be inconvenient, but hopefully it doesn't get much worse, but it shouldn't be. We've been riding for 5-10 minutes now, so. This chain back here is making some noise. I don't know if it's his chain or his little luggage box he's got back here. Him and Graham have those Touratech boxes on the back of their bikes, and something back there is making some noise. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I doubt it, but tires are making a little bit of a hum too. But that's all. That's nothing against the bike itself. Fueling feels pretty good. I want to stick to points that have to do with the KTM. I keep getting a little sidetracked here on our way out to the dirt. But fueling feels really good. That was actually one of my complaints on my other Yamaha, and there's actually a recall for it. The fueling felt weird. This one, it feels very, very good. It doesn't feel like the motor's doing anything weird when you're on or off the throttle. No, you know, the RPMs aren't cutting out. They're not increasing. One of the things I did notice, and I think this is a KTM feature, is when you let the clutch out, I notice the RPMs come up a little bit even when you're not turning the throttle. And I think that's to help prevent you from stalling, which is kind of cool. That's a cool feature, you know. If you've been riding a long time, you probably don't need that. But it's pretty cool to have. The tech on these things is way more advanced than any Yamaha or anything like that. But, you know, I look at it as two frames of mind. Is it cool to have? Absolutely. It's working. How long is it going to work? I don't know. You know, I've seen posts where, oh, KTM this or Pan America this, the electronics aren't working. The electronic problems are hard to diagnose. And usually they're an expensive part or sensor that goes when they do go, and I don't know, I feel I'm in the camp of the less electronics you have, the better. Devin was showing me all the modes before I left on this thing, and I told him on the Tenere, there's nothing you got to worry about. Just get on it and ride it. He didn't leave me with much fuel, nice guy. 90-mile range. How are we supposed to have fun with that? I ain't filling up his bike for him. Maybe that's what he did. Maybe he thought he'd get a free tank out of me. I'll keep it to an 89-mile test loop. Because I'm a nice guy. See how standing ergonomics are? Yeah, see, the bars feel a little low. And I think that's because it's got a higher foot peg area, so I'm pushed up higher. I know on my Tenere, I feel like I can reach a little bit better, and I don't have risers on those. I just have a little bit of a taller bar itself. But this, I feel like I'm reaching down a little bit, but not too bad. And I think that's because, you know, you're up higher on these pegs compared to the Tenere. I think the Tenere, you know, the frame is actually, like, tall. Oh, look at that. Look at those bars. Woo! He's got to get that figured out. And this is a very tall bike. The 890 I thought was tall, but this thing is very tall. In your lane, buddy. Oh, you guys didn't see that. He must have some stuff in that trunk. I just heard a big thud when I went over that bump. Or the trunk fell off. No, it's still there. It's dark in these trees. Hopefully you guys can still hear that. I just opened the visor a little bit to get a little air in there. I apologize if you guys hear me sniffling. I've got the worst allergies. I don't know what it is this year. They've been so bad. It's like my normal allergy medication's not even touching my allergies this year. I know it's been they said it was a bad year because of a mild winter here in New England, but oh my God, worst one I can remember. Gotta watch, some cars always come flying out of this side street. Nope, nobody there, good. Yeah, you just crack the throttle, this thing takes off. These 1290s are no joke, man. I think they're 170 horse or something to that. Like, that's no of any adventure bike that's even that much. What is going on back there? There are all kinds of banging now. I'm gonna have to check that box before I go into the woods. Hopefully it's not falling off. That'd be something Devin would do. Leave me with a trunk on the back that's about to fall off and then blame me when it does. Remember, everyone, T-clocks the bike, especially if it's not yours. I didn't do that, but don't do as I say, not as I do. Alright, I'm going to pull over here, switch some modes around, check that trunk, put it in off-road mode. We'll pick a direction. Alright, this is where it turns to gravel, and I'm not going to go crazy here because it ain't my bike. And it's not like it's a demo bike either. Let's feel it out first on gravel here with these tires.
I'm used to
A knobby tire. Ooh. Oh, that's where these dirt bikes were. Alright. Hopefully I didn't just pepper. I feel like I should be standing maybe in off-road mode it does let it slide around a little bit more. I'm only doing 20, but that's because this is a gravelly downhill. I don't feel like getting hurt today. These tires feel totally different off-road than my bike. And you gotta watch out for washouts. But yeah, these tires feel so different. They feel a little bit more unpredictable. Maybe it's the bike, I don't know. A washout there, felt the back end go around. Stand up a little bit. Like gravel road. Yeah, I don't want to dump Devin's bike. Even though he's got the crash bars on here, I don't want to be the guy that does that. See, you don't know what's on the other side of the hill. See? Big ass rock. When in doubt, throttle out. Should be wearing my jacket, but like I said, do as I say, not as I do. Well, his camera angle's good, but yeah, no, this isn't much off-roading. This is just a gravel road. But it's, you know, better than the last KTM video where we didn't even go off-road. But I think stock, these actually come with more aggressive tires. And Devin's got those Trail Max missions on here. I know we wanted the Raids, but they hadn't come out yet. But you know what's weird? The bike just kind of floats over everything. And it feels less connected to the ground, but it also feels more stable, if that makes sense. That's weird. Like, compared to the Tenere, like, Tenere feels like it's, you know, glued down in this, almost. But it doesn't feel as stable. It feels like it wants to shoot you off left or right. That's a bad way to describe it. It feels like it bounces left to right more. Oh, there's a truck. Here's 10 toes. This pan. You guys caught up to me after my little on-road section? Heavy bike, that's the biggest thing. This feels heavy. Oh shit, I got a bug in my helmet. Oh, it's itchy. That's the worst. Oh, there's mud. I don't want to get dirty. Windshield makes some noise, but alright. Should probably ditch my sunglasses too, because I'm having a real hard time seeing the terrain. It's pretty dark in here. Hopefully the camera's good. No, this thing's feels like actually like really stable. Oh, it's not the windshield banging. You know what that is? That's the center stand hopping up and down. It's either contacting the skid plate or it's the springs. But, no, I'm impressed with how good this thing is off-road. This is my first time riding this bike in general. Let alone, oh, that bug. That bug's getting me. I gotta skid that bug out with my other hand. Yeah, it feels really glued down. Like even when it's not glued down. Oop, using a skid plate. Ooh, that's a washout, huh? Alright. Here's the turnaround. You still got all this closed, huh?
Alright, so as you saw, just came down here to this quiet little spot in the woods. Giving the KTM another shot. Now, I have weird mixed feelings. I'm not, and it's a different bike. You have to take that, so take this with a grain of salt. It's not an 890. It's a 1290, so it's bigger, heavier, faster. But I still have some complaints that stay the same. To wrap this up, I know this is a longer video. So it's a great bike. Don't take this as me bashing the thing, because I can see the appeal and why people buy these. And I'm trying to have the mindset of looking at the 890 as well. I get it. But for me, there's things I don't like. I don't like the heat. They both had it. I'm still going to complain about the heat. The electronics, I don't think you need them. I'm in the camp, like I said. Give me something simple, especially if I'm coming in the woods. I don't want to be dealing with warnings and stuff like that. But I can see why people like them. They're fast. They're comfortable. They are great off-road. I get it. But my opinion kind of stays the same. I'm not trying to bash on KTM. And I know that demo ride from the last video wasn't the greatest because we had to go where the guy instructed us to. But, you know, taking this one off-road, I can tell it's definitely got a different feel, but it's just as good off-road, if not better. I'm not going to say one's better than the other, but it's connected to, you know, it was comfortable in the woods. It felt planted. The electronics were doing what they were supposed to. I just like the feel of, you know, every bump and bang is interacting with you know, you're not having something relayed through electronics, or it's not trying to do something for you. So I guess it's, you know, whatever you prefer. But that, you know, great bike. Would I buy one? Probably not, honestly. I'm gonna stick to my Japanese stuff for now. Maybe in the future that'll change. I don't know, but that's the whole point. You know, everyone's allowed to have an opinion. They're just like assholes. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go back up that way, enjoy the rental here for a little while longer, hopefully run it out of gas. And again, you know, if you don't agree with me, comments below. I upset some people with the last video, and you know, I get it. You know, if you're a KTM person, you're a KTM person. But anyway, this is Devin's 1290 Super Adventure R. He let me take it out in the dirt, take it down the road, enjoy both aspects of riding these things. And I appreciate that. So maybe in the future we'll see what he thinks of the Tenere and get his opinion. But for now, like, subscribe, comment, yell at me. Whatever you want to do, I don't care. This is America. It's YouTube. I don't get that offended. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you later.